Hello, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Oh my God. Can you hear me, please? Let's just wait for others. I'm just waiting for two people. I am live. So let's just wait. Let's wait. Okay. Happy Sunday. Happy International Day. And today is a great day. Today is a day we celebrate all women. We remember their strength, we remember their sacrifices every day. In fact, they have to be celebrated every day. Yes, they have to be celebrated every day. But then, so it won't be as if we are the only one in the world. So it won't be a partiality. So yes, we are taking this day to say thank you to all our women out there. Thank you for giving. Thank you for sacrificing. Thank you for nurturing. Thank you for taking care of the world. Yeah, thank you so much. So today to celebrate the Women's Day, I decided to go live. This live is kind of impromptu, but then I said, okay, if if everybody is not seeing it now, I'm sure that many people will still see this later. And today I want to talk about handling depression in women. So a lot have been going on this year. This is just March, right? And the number of suicides that have happened this year alone is about 100,000, if not more than. The last time I checked was about 100,000 suicides that has taken place. And now, even in our local society, a lot of things that I'm seeing, a lot of a lot of things, a lot of just here, oh, somebody committed suicide, somebody is rushed to the hospital because because they had they had drunk sniper. Some were rescued early and some unfortunately were not rescued. And then it bothers me to say, okay, what is really going on? And also sometimes in the past few weeks, i i was able to talk with some group of women, and while talking to them, I was able to talk to them on depression, and a lot of them opened up about what the challenges really are. And thankfully, it was an interactive session. We were able to talk about how to live life beyond depression, how to navigate this depression journey. So before I continue from here, if you can hear me, please just type I can hear you in the comment section. If you can hear me well and loud and clear, please just type I can hear you in the comment section. Please, I want to know if you are there with me. Yes, I'm waiting. I'm waiting, please. Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you for coming. Temitope Maria. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. All right. So let's get. Thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, Luashion. Thank you so much for joining me. So I have my tab here down, and I could be making many. You can see me looking down because I have my bullet points in there. So firstly, what is depression? Depression is a state of is a disease condition. When it gets to disease, that point of depression, it is a disease condition, and it is a condition whereby it is characterized by an individual that is feeling sad, feeling exhausted, not interested in anything, not interested in anything that is going on in the world. And sometimes they feel like they are. Oh, that is that is watching me. Thank you, Daddy. I can see you. Okay, so they are talking about, I mean, we are talking about depression here, depression, ending depression in women to celebrate the International Women's Day. And when we talk about depression, depression is characterized by when a person is sad, a person is not interested in anything going on, the person is exhausted, fatigued, frustrated, weak, irritable, and all lots. And depression varies. Depression varies in people because men has everybody has depression, but I want to say that the way different gender or different people process depression is different. Some process depression such that they don't get help and then they are not looking towards suicidal ideation. But before that, let me just quickly talk about the acute depression and the chronic depression. Those are the type of depression, the major types of depression that we have. The acute depression is whereby the depression is short term, and short term it's just basically the timing, while the chronic depression goes on for a very long time, and then it goes to the stage that the individual don't even want to wake up again. Those people, when they sleep on the bed, they don't even want to wake up to see the next morning. When they're on the bed the next morning, they don't want to stand up to have their bath, they don't want to stand up to eat, stand up to talk to anybody, they just want to be like that. And some can even now start thinking about suicide, such that they want to be there till something happens to them. They want to, sometimes some use hunger and mechanism to just commit suicide because they don't want to do anything, and at that point that they are there. So, and this depression, it affects how people think. It affects how the victim, the person in question now, how they process things. It affects how, it affects how they sleep. The person that is experiencing depression cannot really sleep well. It affects how their productivity, how productive they are, their day in, day out activities of their life. It really affects them so much. Now let's quickly look at why women are more vulnerable to depression. Oh, this is African, right? And we do hear the saying, as a woman you have to be strong, as a woman you have to be this, women are that, you have to juggle many things together. Women navigate through marriage, career, job, motherhood, and a whole lot. And when you even tend to complain, they will start telling you, who are you to complain? They will start letting you know that you are made for motherhood, you are made for this, you have to be perfect, you can't make mistakes. So a whole lot of that can really make the woman to feel incomplete and to feel not enough, even from a very tender age. So because of that pressure that is on a woman, because of the sex, or let me say the gender, because of the culture, you are an African, you are a Nigerian, and I'm sure it is also in some other countries too, that there is a lot of pressure on you. For example, when you do something wrong in the local African home, they start telling you, oh, that you will soon get married. In my mother's language, they will say, ilé ọkọ ló wà lẹ́yìn ẹsẹ̀. That means that you will soon be getting married. And you can start hearing those words since you are 10 years old. In fact, 10 is even too far. Since you are 7 years old, they'll start telling you, for any silly mistake you make, they start telling you that you made a mistake and you are not being careful enough just because you couldn't really manage things well. So the pressure is just there. Now let me mention other factors that affect depression, that causes depression. Another one is hormonal changes. In women, our hormonal level is not balanced all through our lifespan. There's a hormonal level before menstruation, during menstruation, at puberty, from that age, 14 to 45 or 50, till menopause, there's a lot of changes. During menopause, there's a lot of changes. Even during the childbearing age of a woman, there's a lot of changes that happen. Aside from, there's a background noise. Oh, sorry. That's my fan. That is my fan. I will switch it off now. This place is just too hot. But don't worry, we'll roll. Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm gonna adjust. Can you hear me now? I guess it's better now. Please let me know if the sound is better. I just have to switch off my fan. Can you hear me now? Is it clearer now? Okay, I believe you can hear me again now, right? All right, I just switched off my fan, and now I have to experience it. See what I'm going through for you guys. So make sure you share, make sure you watch, make sure you share to others. So now, let's continue. I was talking about hormonal changes in a woman that is not constant all through the lifespan. We have the before puberty, during the childbearing age, pregnancy and lactation, childbearing, and then we also have the menopause. Before menopause, we have the different hormonal changes that happen. And then thank you, Samuel. Yeah, it is now clear because I have to switch off my phone. Thank you. So then during menopause, a lot of hormonal changes too. So all those things contribute so well to the changes of a woman, because those hormones too have their various functions that they do. Now we also have family and caregiving responsibilities. Like I said earlier, this our culture and society has put some unnecessary pressure on women. You have to do this, you have to do that, and it is only on the woman. In fact, in our culture, it is not a sin if a man does not know how to cook, but it is a sin if a woman does not know how to cook. Meanwhile, cooking is a life-saving skill for the two genders. But because the society have placed that pressure on women, men, in fact, that is even okay. In some places, a lot of things can be outsourced. But it will be shocking to you that in some homes and some families, they prefer that until it is done in the local manual way. That is when they are good. That is when they are women. I heard some men talk about their woman not having to go through CS. They will tell them no, they don't want their woman to do CS. In the clinical session, I've had cases and scenarios whereby we'll be practically begging the father of the baby, the husband of the expectant woman, to allow for CS when there is complication and when there is indication for CS. So because of the responsibility that is being put on them, they are having, women have, they just have to bottle up things. There's a particular culture in this African that, in that culture, women are not even allowed to express their pain. When they are having any kind of pain, emotional pain, physical pain, they are told and they are taught to suck it in. So even if you have them on the bed, the northern part of Nigeria, if you have them on the bed, for most of them, not all though, you will not even know when things are changing. Or let's say if you have them in labor ward, you will not even know when if you are not monitoring them closely, you might not really know when the baby is about, because they are not even going to shout. They are just going to be groaning underneath their breath. So also, financial and work stress. It is well with our, with the situation that is really happening across the nation. It is not just Nigeria alone. The economic stress is everywhere. Now, the war that happened in Iran has really also made inflation, has increased the inflation rate to an extent. So there is financial stress everywhere. There is financial stress. There is work stress. I know some group of people that their work, you would just be imagining that. They give them a lot of targets. They give them a lot of, and I keep imagining, they go early in the morning, they come back late in the night, and I keep imagining, okay, what happens to the married women amongst you guys? What happens to them? They still have to keep up with their life. Then also relationship challenges. People chop breakfast, people serve breakfast, and a whole lot of like that. So they are having challenges, and some is even serious family issues that seems that they cannot solve, and that is imposing a lot of problem. Last week, okay, I don't want to go too much into details, but I got in a news last week that someone, and not just an ordinary person, someone that advises person, even an health worker, she committed suicide just this last week, just because of family issues. But well, it might be a compound family issues, but then she lost it and she ended her life. So another major reason is also women trying to meet all expectations at once. You are the caretaker, you are the caregiver, you are the one working, you are the one taking care of the children, no help, no support, and then you have to meet all the expectation and meet all the delivery at once. Also can be a major sign of depression. And what happens? All these causes, when they compound together, it breaks the soul. We human beings we are made up of the spirit, soul, and the body. So the body is what you can see. You are seeing me, you are seeing my fine skin. It is just the body, which is the container. Now you have the spirit and the mind. Sometimes it is being used as soul, and sometimes people use both mind and spirit together. They use them interchangeably. But you see, those two parts are the parts that you cannot see, and it is really the mind that makes decisions. The spirit connects you to your creator, whosoever you belong to or where you come from in the spiritual realm. But now the mind is controlled by, you control your mind. Your mind is a place that controls your emotion, that controls your feelings. So there are many people that they are doing, let's say they are feeding their body, they eat good meals, they are doing skincare of 250,000 per month, but their soul is not okay, their mind is not okay. And it is the mind that can determine that, okay, this body will live. If the mind determines that that is the end of life and it is time to go and commit suicide, then the person will go and commit suicide despite everything that the person has done to take care of his or her skin or to take care of his or her body. So the mind is really a principal part of the human component. So when all this happens, it weighs the mind down, it weighs the soul down, the spirit is downcasted. And once that happens, it starts having serious effects in finances, in career, in the body. Let me just quickly explain that. When it comes to depression effects in the body, there are many hormones that are secreted when the person is thinking, when the person is having these issues. That hormones are called stress hormone and many other hormones, and those hormones will be making your body to heart funny. For example, there are hormones that because you keep thinking, is to keep making your heart to beat more faster. Your heart keeps more beating faster. And there are some hormones because you are overstimulated, you are being stressed. The hormones can start making you to increase your sugar level. Your sugar level will start increasing if the person is having that depression within them. So that is why we have to be. Hi, Musalam is watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Dr. Bodende. I'm so nice. I'm so grateful to have you here. So that is one of the reasons why they say overthinking causes problem. It is because when you overthink, when a person is suffering from depression, a lot of hormones and chemical that in the body are not balanced and start making the body to work the other way round. So now financially, when a person that the body is not even okay, the person will not be productive. The person is under stress, the person is falling sick, the person will not be productive. And when the person is not productive, definitely the finances cannot go well. So although when the person is spending money on drugs, meanwhile it is because the person is depressive and the person is spending money on drugs, the money will keep going on drugs and the problem of the physical challenges will still be there. So that is one of the major effects it can have on the body, it can have on the finances, it can have on the family. It is a person that is well that can take care of other persons. As women, we are to nurture families, we are to nurture the whole world, nurture everybody, but you cannot fill from an empty cup. You have to pour from a very full cup, and that is why you cannot just you cannot think that you will do well if you are not taking care of yourself. No, you have to take care of yourself first. You have to fill your emotional cup first before taking care of others, because we really do hold the world together alongside with our men. So let me just quickly run through the symptoms. Persistent sadness that occur for more than 2 weeks. Persistent sadness. Also, I want to say this, that depression can also come from failure. A medical student in the University of Ibadan just committed suicide a few weeks ago, and it is so heartbreaking. The thing is that the society has, the way we see failure, the way we perceive failure is on a different level. Failure looks like the end of the world. In fact, when we see people that are repeaters in our class, or people that let's say they are not even matching to our own thinking level, we start thinking that it's another God that created them, or they are not even worth to, because even we give that segregation if we are not being careful. So I don't know what these students might have thought that the student committed suicide just in Ibadan. I mean, in the University of Ibadan, 200 level students, because he failed an exam. Now, there is another one, a colleague of mine, a nurse of mine for that matter, a woman also committed suicide just this last week. So we really need to watch it and watch each other. And you know one thing about suicide is that it is a silent killer, such that the other person might not even know what the person is feeling through. Because we show up every day, and many people still show up with the depression they are having. Just like there are times that we are sick, but we have to show up in the hospital. There are times that we are sick and we have to show up because, we still have to take care of others that are sick, and we are also sick, but we have to do that because that's what we are called to do. So that's the same way somebody can be having depression and the person can still be showing up, smiling, laughing, but even within themselves, they've already planned how they want to end their life. That is why we cannot take anything for granted. So there are many common symptoms, but I will just rush through. Lack of interest in activities, what they prefer to do before they don't do it again. Constant fatigue, they are always tired. I am tired. Then most of them, they are having anxiety. They cannot sleep, or they are oversleeping. Now, when they are having anxiety, they'll be having nightmares. So it will keep them awake. It will keep their flights and fight hormones high, and then they start having nightmares and they'll be awake. They can't have sound sleep. Now, for oversleeping, it is because they don't want to wake up. They don't want to see another day. They don't want to wake up and think about the problem that they had. They don't want to wake up and think about the problem of the heartbreak or whatsoever, the problem of their failure. They don't want to do their daily activities, and that is why they have. Now, another symptom is loss of appetite or overeating. Just like so loss of appetite is not being able to eat at all. Now, overeating is that they are using that to derive pleasure so that they will not think about what is causing them depression. So some of them overeat, and from overeating, they go to obesity, and from obesity, they start having serious health issues. Now, they feel hopeless, and that's where there is suicidal ideation. That's where they start feeling suicidal ideation, because they feel there's nothing they are doing in this world again that will make them to live, to enjoy this life. They just think that life is over. They are feeling hopeless. They are withdrawing from people. They are having difficulty in concentrating because they are always thinking. They are always thinking about one thing or the other. So they can really be overthinking. Now, there's a misconception that really happens in this world. They should say, "Oh, strong woman, strong woman, strong woman." That is the silent pressure that many women carry. Strong woman. See, strong woman is just within you. You don't need to prove to anybody that you are a strong woman. You don't need to prove to anybody that you are a strong woman. So, act of being strong is also asking people for help. Ask people for help. Tell people that you know that these ones will really help you, or even if they don't help you, they can even help you find a little comfort for that moment, for you to carry on. So nobody should suffer in silence. No woman should suffer in silence. No man should suffer in silence. But I'm talking about women because this is International Women's Day. Men, don't worry, wait for your time. Your time is coming. I'm going to talk about handling depression in men. Okay. So now, what do we do? What are the ways to prevent first before depression? Number one, talk to someone you trust. I will agree with you that the world is very harsh these days, very hostile. People are not interested in what others are doing. There's a lot of I don't care attitude that is coming here and there. In fact, it's becoming crazy now that you can hardly trust anybody. But I tell you that even in your small cycle, there should be people that you should be able to trust, at least 5 people that you should be able to trust with your issues. And I don't mean that you don't have to be doing to. Okay, for example, let's say I'm having difficulty in my career, my challenges in my career. I should not go and be going to somebody that is not in my career. So I should have someone that I can look up to, possibly a mentor, possibly a friend, in that lane of work. That will really help. So then, if it is family matters, there's someone to look up to. There's someone to call. There's someone to say hello, There's someone that you should be able to trust and call them, that when you call them, you can tell them anything that is wrong with you. And it's not like they immediately have a solution to give you, but for the fact that they are able to comfort you and they're able to get you back on track. Now, number 2 is to rest and prioritize sleep. Now, but let me go back to that. When you talk to someone, you will not be able to bottle things up. You will not be able to sulk in. Please, if you are with me, can you just say, I can hear you. If you are with me, can you tell me, because I feel alone right now. So if you are with me, please just type, I can hear you. Yeah, thank you. So then number 2 is rest and prioritize sleep. The world here is crazy, especially in Lagos. Oh my goodness, it's so crazy. If you are not careful, you just be living the way the world is revolving. The world is, going. You just be going with the world if you are not very careful. So that is why I employ people to plan what works for them in their rest and in their sleep. They should prioritize rest and sleep. And when you are resting or when you are sleeping, you are still busy, because that is when the brain is working to reset itself. The body is resetting itself. Don't When you are resting or when you are sleeping, prioritize it such that your devices can be in do not disturb. You might decide not to even not to even pick anybody's call, as at that time you need your body to rest so that your body can continue with other things of life. Maintain healthy nutrition, avoid junks. We cannot overemphasize that. Avoid junk, maintain healthy nutrition, take adequate diet, and also you can stay away from alcohol, you can stay away from smoking. You can also practice being dehydrated, good dehydration every day. Take at least 2.5 to 3 liters of water. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. Yeah, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. You just type in the comment section, I can do it. You can just type, if you can do 2.5 liters of water per day, say I can do it. Thank you so much. Now, engage in physical activity. For example, exercise, sports. I've seen that work for someone. I've seen that work for people, for many people. Because some people on their job, they are constantly bashed every day. Like every blessed day, they have a meeting, and in that meeting, they are being bashed. They will talk, they'll talk them down and all sort of that. And if there's no that sort of income, you cannot just quit your job and say, oh, this is toxic. You still have to maintain your life, right? So because of that, the person engaged in sporty activities. And now let me just give you the gist behind it. When you are doing sports, or when you are moving athletic, or whatever thing you are doing, your muscles contract, and when they contract and relax, they produce a hormone, and that hormone is a happy hormone. That hormone helps boost your energy level. So because you are exercising, it will definitely, you just find yourself being happy, you just find yourself being calm and being patient. Yes. And also practice spiritual or mindful activities. Now this goes back to what our beliefs in are. Whosoever will believe in, if you believe in a rock, in a stone, in a tree, in God, in man, but don't put your belief in man, my dear people. You won't want to do that. You won't want to do that. Yeah, so but what I'm just trying to say is pray. If you know how to pray, pray. If you communicate to your God on whatsoever it is that is bothering you, and also seek for help with your spiritual leaders, and not spiritual leaders that are wolves. Many spiritual leaders as shown to be wolves. So, but no, I'm not talking about those ones. And also seek professional help when needed. Seek professional help. Go to counseling. I was speaking with some group of people last year, and I asked that if you have ever gone for counseling, psychological therapy, raise your hand. And now on this live, I'm asking, if you have ever gone for counseling, just raise your hand. Just type, I've gone for counseling. I've gone for counseling before. If you have ever gone for counseling. But if you have ever gone for spiritual therapy, put it in the chat box. Everybody raised their hand in that meeting that they've gone for spiritual therapy, both Christians and Muslims. But when it comes to counseling, nobody, or let me say just 1 or 2 people that was able to get in that session of my training. And what it means is that we really don't put importance on psychological therapy, which is very, very wrong. We have the physical doctors, we have the spiritual doctors, and we have the mind doctors. So it is really, really important for us to also look into going for therapy and not waiting until issues happen before going to therapy. And then take breaks and set boundaries. That's the last point on how to prevent depression. Take break. You are overworking, there's a time for break. Even on your job, there is a leave time. And also set boundaries. Oh, you know that this particular person, you are not convenient with what they do, their character. Set a limit, set a boundary. Or you know you cannot overstretch up to this time. Set a limit and set a boundary. And also, I will advise you to join a community. Join a community of women that listen without judgment, a community of women that encourages others to speak up, a community of women that shows kindness and empathy, a community of women that reduce stigma that surrounds mental health. Now, if I say that, oh, I'm going for a mental health check, somebody will be thinking, oh, so is something wrong with her? Is something wrong with her mentally? No. So please join a community that really helps in doing that. Join a community. Invest in your mental health. Don't wait until you start. And many people are already feeling burnout, but they don't know. Constant headache, low concentration. This one is not even about depression. It's just about your body telling you to give yourself rest. And if you don't do that, you can easily break down. So, okay. Now, if you notice anybody that have depression, or you fall in that category, what do you do? Number one, I would appreciate that you find help. And how do you find help? Accept that you are presently going through this. Yes, accept that you are presently going through depression. Because many people, when we tell them, oh, do you agree you are going through this? They'll say, no, they are not going through it. It's the village people. No, this one is not village people. So accept that you might be going through depression and you needed help. And then number two, you can go to any you can if you have a family practitioner, a medical doctor, a family physician that can refer you to a mental health practitioner, good. A mental health therapy for counseling and all that, good. If you don't have, please walk up to any clinic, any health facility, so that even if they don't offer the services, that they can refer you. And also, your third option is that you can also reach out to me one-on-one when I can see what I can do. Either I refer you for counseling service, or just help around what the problem is. So that is the three ways, because depression, there's no one way route to it. Depression treatment is an holistic way. So people are that reminds me, some of my friends will be like, oh, the depression I'm having right now, once money enter, I don't have any depression again. So handling depression is not just about praying, it's not just about taking drugs. It's also about doing exercise, reconnecting back with our family members and our community. So I will implore us to make sure that when we do things like this, to ensure that we do things like this. So I will also say that when you notice any of your family members, community members, your friends, your colleagues that are going through those symptoms I talked about, please make sure you check on them. If you are checking on them and they don't answer, you talk to a superior person to them that can really talk to them. Tell people, there are some people that I heard about them having issues and we don't talk. I just send someone to them. The main aim is for the person to get help out of what they are going through. So please make sure you reach out, make sure you help, please. And I have this quote here for the women here. On this Women's Day, remember that your health, both physical and mental health, matters. A strong woman is not the one who never struggles, but the one who chooses to care for herself and seek support when needed. They receive award for strong woman by chesting all your issues. They receive award for the best woman of chesting issues. No. So please, let's do better as we go, as we continue in this month of March. Let's do better about our mental health. Let's do better in taking care of ourselves and choosing ourselves one more again. So this is the end of my discussion about handling depression. I was just able to go through the basics. I don't know, hopefully very soon we're going to be able to talk to the men about handling depression. And also, when we talk to the men, we're just going to talk about, we might really go in deep into depression and other mental health stuff. So this is Sunday, and this is the action point I'm going to give us today is to remember somebody that you've spoken to a very long time and call the person and check on those people. It might be a voice note, it might be a call, it might be a chat, a message, a text message that you can just do. It doesn't matter the years that you've messaged them or that you guys have spoken. I'm sure you don't want to hear any bad news about anybody, right? So please do that. So is there anybody having any questions? We are rounding up. So anybody with any questions? Anybody with any question? I'm waiting. Do you have a question? Can you put it in the chat box? I have a question. Can you put it in the chat box if you have a question? Before we end this session. Okay. In the absence of none, no question, right? So in the absence of none, I'd like to end this live video. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for listening, even with a short time notice. Thank you so much. And you can also share this live when we are done. You can share this link for people to listen later. I believe this will do so much more for people. Thank you so much. I love you all. Once again, happy International Day from Global Wellness Hub. Thank you. Oh, you have a question. Thank God I've not pressed finish. I've not clicked on the finish button. Okay, so for the question, let's see. Let me try to add you to. Can you join me on video? I just sent you a request. And just cover your camera to show your face. You can just do something to cover your camera so that your voice can come out. Can you join me on video? I'm waiting now. Connection failed. So can you? Okay, yeah. Please type. Yeah, I'll be waiting. Please kindly type. Okay. Okay. You said the question states that what if the person can't afford a professional counselor? Yes, I must agree with you that counselors can be very expensive and they are usually most times they are usually not, let me say, not available. Like you hardly see people and say, "Hello, I'm a counselor." You hardly see them. So one thing you can do aside from praying is also to read books. If the person cannot afford a book, the person can talk to people around them, and those people around them, and also talk to people, talk to friends, and see if they could help them get through a counselor by paying for their services. And also, you can reach out to me. You can send a message to me, and then we talk about it, and let's see how we can figure this out. I mean, as global wellness hub, we can afford to do that to such persons. So let the person reach out to me, and let's see how we can help such person. Yes. So have I answered your question, please? So have I answered your question before ending this live? Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to this live, and I'm so grateful. Bye.